Shalom. This is the brother Gamal Yala.
Brother Kashakwala.
All right, and we're out of Great Millstone, Atlanta, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the Akim that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right, this is going to be a quick lesson, basically centered around systematic oppression. Okay, because Jake here in America, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. You're basically oppressed, man. All right, which oppressed, basically. Actually, let's let's go ahead and get the definition real quick. You grab that. Yeah, I mean, you're basically servant to the so-called white man, okay? Because he is the one that is he has authority over the earth, all right? According to Job 9:24. All right, the wicked have rule over the earth. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. This is the definition of oppression, which oppression means prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control.
Unjust treatment or control. Okay, which that's basically Jake's condition today, man. Just a whole bunch of unjust treatment. All right, straight control. All right, your enemies have control over you. All right, and they don't treat you well, man. Okay, because really, there's nothing. Slavery in itself is not, contrary to popular belief. Slavery in itself is not a wicked act. Mm-hmm. Okay, slavery is actually, in the scriptures, and it's you need slave. You need slaveries. I mean, you need servants. You need servants. Yeah, Salaki, that's what I was trying to say. You need servants. And you have lenders, right? And the scriptures say the lender is subject, the servant is subject to the lender. Okay, so in every society you have to have a servant and you have to have someone that's on top. So slavery in itself is not an unjust act, but it's the way you treat your slaves, right? So Esau, his slavery is in wickedness. Okay. And that's why Jake is constantly being oppressed. He doesn't take care of his slaves. A good slave owner, all right, is basically gonna take care of his livestock. Okay, take care of his servants. All right, and really the better. That's how you get better work out of your servants too. Mm-hmm. Same thing on a job. Okay, if you have a boss, right, all right, and your boss is cool as hell. All right, then you don't mind doing what he says because he basically, not saying he's a pushover or nothing, but he's a nice guy. He speaks with authority and he knows what it takes to get things done. All right, and he's not just an asshole.
A good mm-hmm. a good leader knows all aspects to lead. It's mm-hmm. a balance. He knows when to be stern. Knows when to lay back. Mm-hmm. Knows when to reprove, to correct somebody, and all at the same time. When you're doing that in righteousness, the people that are under you are going to want to work for you.
Exactly. Yep.
I got another definition for oppression, and this is from edomonline.com. The first one was just a Google search, but this is edomonline.com. Oppression, mid 14th century. Cruel or unjust use of power or authority.
Unjust use of power. See that? So the so-called white man abuses his power. There's such a thing as abusing your power. Okay? All right. Power tripping. That's what they call it. Right? And the so-called white and really what that is pride, man. Okay? Because the so-called white man is proud. All right? And that's why he's the wicked. Okay? But you can get Deuteronomy. Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy 28:33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
See, so the fruit of your land, okay, all the work that you do, all the fruit that you've basically sowed, right, and all the labors, right, another nation is basically going to benefit from, okay? and that's a part of the curses. That's what the Lord has done to you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's what He's done to you as a people because you didn't want to hearken unto the Lord. Okay, you didn't obey the Lord. All right, read on.
Um, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
See, so you're gonna be oppressed. There's that word oppressed, and that word oppressed means what does it mean again?
Oppression means cruel or unjust use of power or authority.
All right.
And then the other definition is prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control.
All right. So you're gonna constantly. It says, "And thou shalt be only treated unjust and crushed away." All always.
Yeah,
okay. So that's continual in America. You're never gonna get. Okay. You got a lot of these so-called Negroes are in America that's trying to rise up and you got Black Lives Matter. You got these certain movements that's trying to be equal or usurp authority over the white man. But that's not gonna happen in America, man. Okay, because when you go into these scriptures, you realize that we weren't brought here to America to prosper. We weren't brought here, to be equal to our enemies. We were brought here to serve. Okay. All right, which America is spiritually Egypt, okay, and actually that brings us to our next precept. You can go to Exodus 1:14. But America is spiritually Egypt, all right, which that word Egypt is matazarium, which means bondage. All right, so we were sent to the Americas to serve our enemies. All right. Yeah, you can go ahead.
This is Exodus 1:14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
See? So they made our lives bitter with hard bondage. And this is talking about ancient Egypt, but the same thing is going on today.
That's one of the, most, famous, curses, talking about we shall be put into bondage again by the way of ships.
Yep, Deuteronomy 28:68.
We should go into Egypt by the way of ships.
Yep, gone. Yep.
I just said bondage because that's what it means.
Yeah, that's what it means. Exactly. Yep. So, yeah, like the brother was saying, Deuteronomy 28:68, which is a classic precept. All right. It says we shall go into bondage again. All right. So what are we doing now? We're going into bondage again. We already did before in ancient Egypt, and now the Lord, has repeated it and magnified this thing, where now we're serving bondage in America, which is an even worse bondage. All right, because this is the reason why this is the worst bondage is because really niggas don't even know we're in bondage. That's the thing. No. It's like a mind fuck because you got people that actually think they're free. That's the worst kind of bondage. Yep. At least when you were a slave, you knew you were a slave. Yep. All right, now you got people, Jake in particular, basically running around shopping. They think they're free because they have the illusion of choice.
Yeah, and during the Civil War times, we're still in that physical bondage. And when the Emancipation Proclamation hit, the type of bondage that we're in switched into a psychological bondage. It started off with the very first lie with 40 acres and a mule. Yeah,
physical.
That immediately got taken away from us, and it started to become once you get control of someone's mind, you can wipe out a whole nation. Take them away from their customs, their whatever they need. That hard bondage was a start. And they took us out. The so-called white man took us out of that and started, consuming our minds.
That's right.
They went to the psychological aspect of it. We wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Not against flesh and blood, but principalities. Yeah, that's right.
So what makes you think Esau isn't a spiritual person? He knows how to dictate and control the minds of people and what's in your mind, your spirit, man.
Yeah, he knows how to get into your head. That's the man. When your enemy gets in, if someone gets in your head, all right, just like if you watch that movie Get Out, man. Once you in the sunken place, hey, Jake is in the sunken place, man. You know,
can't get out.
You can't get out. You're stuck because Esau always has you by that leash. They can always tap that little, tap the teacup,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And what's real, man? Niggas are in a sunken place, but they're content in that sunken place.
That's right.
They don't care. They're like, even if they know they're in some type of sunken place, they're like, well, I got a nice car. I got a nice job. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
They're content. They're complacent. And that's what, they're going to get destroyed.
Yep. And they always try to find comfort. All right? You know?
Keep going on this?
Yeah.
All right. Exodus 1:14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick and in all manner of service in the field.
Yep. So in brick and mortar, all right, because and Pharaoh actually took away their Pharaoh also actually took away their mortar. So he said y'all would have to now they have to basically make their own clay for the brick. He actually made it even harder, all right? When Pharaoh hardened the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that was one of the things that he did. He made the affliction even harder after Moses approached Pharaoh. Okay? Go ahead.
All right, come on. In all manner of service in the field.
And in all manner of service in the field. And what's going on today? You have to always compare, use comparisons, compare these scriptures from then to now. Okay? Mm-hmm. You always have to reflect on what's going on today. All right, which this is what's going on. And man, we're servants and we're in bondage in all manner of service. That's what's that? Financial services. What else? Family. Your family's finished. Really, all aspects, man. You just finished. Okay, your women are finished. You just finished as a people. Drugged up. Okay. They put the drugs in the community. They put the guns in the community. Jake mostly lives in ghetto.
Under that spell, under that witchcraft.
Mm-hmm. Stuck in the hood. How many? It's so many Jakes out here that just get stuck in the hood. All right, which the only way a nigga can get out of the hood is either with a basketball or
a record deal.
Record deal. Exactly. That's the only way. But you stuck, man. And that is systematic oppression right there, man. All right? You're constantly being kept down and held down, okay? No matter how much you try to lift your head up to, get a breath of air, your enemies are constantly holding you underwater, man.
Exactly.
You had something you wanted to
bring up? This is quick precept. Ezekiel 22 and 29. Actually, I'm gonna start at 1, so you know who Ezekiel's talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel 22 and 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Now, thou son of man, wilt thou judge the bloody city?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thou shalt show her all her abominations. And what is that bloody city? There's a lot of scriptures that say, woe to the bloody city. That bloody city is America because it was established off blood. That's why everything on this land is defiled. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to skip down to the 29th verse. The people of the land have used oppression. So it says the people of the land have used oppression. And when you read Zechariah, the 13th chapter, when it talks about the 1/3 and the 2/3, it says all those in that land, in the land. The land is speaking about America. Same thing here. It says the people of the land have used oppression. And what people have used oppression in this land? Esau.
Mm-hmm.
Esau has used oppression on Israel, and real talk, all the other nations as well. All right? But primarily, Israel, because we've gone through the hardest bondage known to man so far.
That's right.
So far.
Yep.
All right. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have vexed the poor and needy. Yeah, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. All right. And that goes back to the precept that the brother pulled out in Deuteronomy 28 and 33, when it says, when loosely paraphrasing, all your labors will go into another nation. That's robbery.
Yeah,
they stole everything.
Mm-hmm.
All that work we put in, on the carnal side, because brothers have jobs, we got to earn our daily bread.
Mm-hmm.
It all goes to Esau.
That's
you
right.
get your paycheck and it's breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
All the taxes taken out, but you work 60 hours that week.
Yeah, and you're constantly stuck in the system. You're stuck in this Monday through Friday. Methodical. Yeah, that whole that's the system, man. You work Monday through Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, you get a little bit of, you get 2 days of rest or whatever, But that's how Esau has set it up to be. All right, you start that from when you're a child, okay, and then you grow up. The whole process is you go to school for 18 years. You go to college for 4 years, then you start a career, and then you work for the rest of your life. All right? You just work for the rest of your damn life, because ain't no such thing as retirement nowadays. Nigga, retirement is it's a rare thing now. You don't see a lot of motherfuckers that's retired like that. Everyone is working, and unless you're super rich, but other than that, that's right. Yep. But this whole system, all right, is just designed. It's very mundane. I'm gonna look up that word, mundane, because it's mundane and it's monotonous.
Yeah, kind.
You same thing every day. You go to work. You wake up, buy an alarm clock. You make your hour commute to work. Okay, and then it's the same bullshit every day, man. That's depressing, man. Doing the same fucking thing every day.
Depression will make a wise man mad.
That's right. Yep,
That's why this place is the valley of shadow of death, and also the valley of dry bones.
Mm-hmm.
You just got a whole bunch of corpses walking around aimlessly with no point in life, doing the same thing every single day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a continual systematic oppression.
Yep. Mundane, lacking interest or excitement, dull, boring, tiresome, uninteresting, repetitious, routine, ordinary.
Wake up at 7:30 every day. Go to work. You're in work by 8:30. Type on a computer all day.
Mm-hmm. Wearisome. Yeah, man. This thing is, hey, man. It's like it even says run of the mill. Right? So, our lives are very mundane on this side, man. Mm-hmm. It's just dull, man. Just completely It's
no life.
There's nothing here, man. Okay? This definition 2. Listen to this. Of this earthly world rather than a heavenly or spiritual one.
That's why we lay our treasures, where's that?
Lay your treasures up in heaven where moth, cannot corrupt.
Cannot corrupt. Like, that's why there's nothing. Don't hold anything dear here, man. Because like it says in 2 Peter, the works therein will be burnt up anyway. You know what I'm saying? Don't have a hold on anything here. It's read that definition again. That was heavy.
Of this earthly world rather than a heavenly or spiritual one.
Of this earthly world, of this carnal world. It's of the flesh.
Temporal, terrestrial, material. And that's, hey, man, this is a material world.
Materialistic.
All right, everything is what do you got? I got a nice car. I got a nice house. Right? It's just material. It's not. Wisdom and knowledge is far better than riches. And material things, man. Because guess what? You got a lot of depressed motherfuckers that got a lot of shit. All right. Yeah. The richest in the world, they got they got all these nice, the super rich, and they got all these nice flashy things and stuff. Like that old saying, money can't buy happiness, man. Because ultimately, you're gonna be destroyed. So shit. What can you really be happy about knowing that this place is gonna crash, knowing that the few FRNs you got, the few little vacation trips or um, gadgets or chariots that you have is gonna be done away with. Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, the 8th chapter, verse 5. If riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom?
Wow.
That worketh all things.
Yep, that worketh all things. Everything is worked through wisdom, man. All right, that's how the Lord created the Lord created the foundation of the earth through wisdom, man. Okay?
And all wisdom comes from the Most High. Going back to Ecclesiasticus, the 1st chapter. I think 1 and 1.
Yep.
But it says again, if riches be a possession to be desired in this life, so a person who wants money, all the who wants these greenbacks, this monopoly money. What is richer than wisdom? What is richer? Like, how do you acquire that money anyway? Through wisdom.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That worketh all things. That worketh all things. If you have wisdom in something, you can get whatever you want. Especially if you have wisdom in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. What's richer than that?
That's right.
Nothing.
So I got something to back up that. Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath.
Cause guess what? You're gonna when Yahweh Shai crack them skies, you're gonna be like, I got $5 trillion. I'll give you that. That's not gonna work.
No,
your money ain't gonna work.
The Lord don't want your money, man. He's not gonna cop a plea deal with you. All right.
Nah.
All right. But righteousness delivereth from death. All right, and that's a badass scripture,
Scripture.
Yeah, cause hey man, that's why we're doing what we're doing. It's because we're seeking after righteousness. All right, and we're trying to be delivered from the Lord's judgment. All right, we're trying to be exempt from the Lord's wrath, man. But going back to the original topic, Jake being systematically oppressed. All right, you got to break out of that, man. You got to break out of that whole, break out of that whole American mindset and just being, in the system. All right, free yourself mentally. All right.
It's a high time to wake up out of sleep.
It
says in Romans.
As a matter of fact, I got a closing scripture.
Want me to get it for you?
Well, I got it right here. Yeah. It's Jeremiah 51:6.
Okay.
Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. All right. Be not cut off in her iniquity. And you know what? I'm gonna expound on the first part. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. All right. And that's, for you simple niggas, that's not talking about literally flee. Right. It's talking about spiritually, man. You have to get your mind out of this whole system, man.
The truth will set you free.
That's right. And deliver every man his soul. All right. So deliver your own soul, man. Free yourself, man. Like the brother just said, the truth will set you free, man. Okay. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. So, all right. This is the time. Hey, man. The times we're living in. Okay. The Lord is getting ready to, he's getting ready to do some marvelous works in the earth, on the earth, and some terrible works on the earth, right? He will render unto her a recompense. So it's payback time, man. Payback is a bitch, as they say. But flee out of the midst of Babylon, man. Unplug your unplug from this whole mundane lifestyle, from this earthly terrestrial world. Okay. But that's pretty much it on that. Lord willing, you brothers were edified through the Spirit, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom.
Shalom.